Transparency, what's your story? This podcast talks to those who have been through, went through, and are able to discuss life, loss, and happiness through transparent moments in their lives. From all walks of life, I discuss the triumphs, tribulations, and this thing we call life. I'm your host, Mr. John. I'm a father, life coach, singer-songwriter, motivational speaker, but more importantly, I'm happy you stopped by to take a listen. That's right, party people. How are you all doing? This is Mr. John. This is Transparency, what's your story? This is episode 1, so I'm very, very happy that you guys have chosen to take this journey with me, and I'm hoping there'll be many, many, many more. This is the first run of this, so I hope in time it gets better. But let me get right into what we need to discuss today. Today's transparent moment deals with the person that I think you guys need to get to know, and that's me. I'm the first guest for this episode of Transparency, What's Your Story? My name is Mr. Jean, and I've heard many, many times that for me to do a show like this, you really have to get to know me. So let me tell you about Jean. Mr. Jean. Well, as you guys know, I'm a father of 2, boy and a girl, 6 and 9. I've been a Spartan MC for the past 3 years. That's going to be an interesting journey to tell you about how I got into that. I've been a life coach for over 10 years. Personal trainer for 10 years. I think a lot of trainers find out that life coaching and personal training go hand in hand. But more importantly, I believe everybody has a story. I believe that if you sit down and talk to somebody, you will find out that their struggles are very similar to you. Their loves can sometimes be very similar to you. But more importantly, that moment of transparency happens to each and every single one of us. Sometimes very quickly, sometimes it takes years. But each of us will have that moment where it'll be very, very clear of what your past experiences have brought you to this moment to learn. So I hope through this podcast we will take this journey together as finding out some of these stories. We'll laugh a little bit, cry a little bit, but more importantly, we'll enjoy our times together. My name is Mr. Jean, and thank you for tuning in to Transparency, What's Your Story? All right, so let me give you my transparent moment. I found out at the age of 32 that I had other family members. And I knew in my heart for years that I had other family members, but nobody wanted to take that journey of finding them with me. I found out that I have an older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother. And it was one of the most fulfilling moments of my life. You know how you get those feelings inside that you know something is missing? And I remember talking to my mother around the age of 18 of saying, "Mom, tell me about my dad." And she was very, very non-descriptive. Did not want to give me a clear answer. Where he was from, what he did, how did they meet? Because I found out that my mom was still hurt that they weren't together. I also found out that my father was a Rolling Stone. See, my sister is 2 weeks older than I am. You guys do the math. But for whatever reasons happened, how things happened, I'm here. My sister's here. My younger sister is here. My younger brother is here. And for that, we are thankful and have always had gratitude toward our dad and toward our parents. My transparent moment came when I met my older sister and them for the first time. None of us came in a position of anger, of confusion. We all reached out with love. And the mothers also reached out and loved me. See, I was not used to that. I thought I was an only child. And now coming to a situation of that you have siblings that actually love and care about you and your well-being, it was incredible for me. Now, over the years, we developed our own relationship. And transparently, developing our own relationships have had their challenges, ups and downs, highs and lows. But I've cherished every moment because I found out the missing links that were a part of me. That was my heritage. That was my history. I'm an African American man, and I'm also a Haitian American man with such a history as to understanding my past to improve my present. So my transparent moment came when I was meeting them, sitting down with them, talking to them, and understanding that I wasn't angry at my mother. I understood the reasons why she did. Right or wrong, she made a decision. And now I've had the opportunity to make a decision to better myself, to better my understanding of who I am, where I came from, where my father came from. And for that, transparent moment has made me all the better. Hey, thank you all for tuning into my podcast, Transparency, What's Your Story? I know this one was short, but I have some more stories coming your way. In the meantime, if you guys could do me a favor, go to Amazon, get my book, Transparency, 12 Weeks to the New You. 12, there's a whole story behind it. I will tell you guys about that in further episodes, but it is a self-help book. It's helped me grow to get to this podcast here today. But I believe that each of us have to sometimes take steps and work steps to become a better you. And this is a book that allows you to take those steps, grow, introspect, but more importantly, find you, the person who you want to become, the person who you want to be. So check out my book. If you like this podcast or the first episode, please subscribe to it. There's going to be more and more people that are just like us that want to be transparent and want to share their story. If you've got a story you think I need to hear, feel free to shoot me an email at obmdient@gmail. I would love to talk to you, hear your stories. I should have a phone line up in a couple of weeks because I believe folks sometimes just want to kind of tell their story, and I would like to tell your story. More importantly, take that journey with you. That's about it. I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, yes. Also, if you guys are on Instagram, sign up, link up with me at The Live Experience. That is on Instagram. If you type in Mr. that should also help you find in the search bar. But every Monday there I do what's called a Monday Motivation. That's right, Monday Motivation. Get your week started right. And if you like that too, please click the like button. Thank you all for tuning in. And as I always like to sign off, be well.